Check with Dick Berggren.
Very minor adjustments to Jeff Gordon's car, Mike. They have actually added some more tape to the grill, so confident they are that the overheating problem has been licked. So they're in good shape. Look out.
Here we go. Sadler got a much better restart than did Terry Labonte up on the front row, so Sadler and Benson haul him into turn one.
Boy, Gordon's fast up on the outside. Man, the one car got real loose off of 4 that time.
Trying to work their way back up front. What a knot of traffic.
Man, Gordon just blew right by Mark Martin going down in the corner. Watch this. Cuts to the inside under Terry Labonte. I thought he was going to pass Labonte and Stewart both in the same move.
Stewart will buy all of these guys on the high side.
Wow. Gordo's hooked up and going on.
Yeah, but watch out for these two fellas coming. There's Stewart and Gordon.
Of course, Tony Stewart had to go to the rear of the field at the start of the race after coming back on the pit road to put his radio antenna on. Jeff Gordon, again, in a backup car. A backup car.
Yeah.
Now behind them,
Tony Stewart to the bottom of the racetrack, second place. Jeff Gordon all the way at the bottom, below the white line on the exit of the corner right here. That race car is working good, especially center off the corner.
It really is. I hate to see how good it run if they had the good engine in it. Stewart and Gordon are going to catch Benson right at the end of this run.
there's the gap, and Tony Stewart fastest on that last lap.
They're just a little wee bit quicker than he is.
They're running 30.70s. Johnny Benson, the leader, is running 31 seconds flat.
It's going to come down to look to me like Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Jarrett.
And probably the pit crews on pit road before that final 10 laps.
Exactly what they decide to do there.
Darrell, Larry, do you think anybody was watching that Winston Open and seeing what happened with the 28 car and the 32 car? If pit strategy is going to come into play, do you come to pit road with 30 laps on your tires or not?
I took a poll of the crew chiefs this morning, and like a lot of them told me, yeah, it's a harder tire. We know track position has meant a lot, but their comment was, Larry, Charlotte is still Charlotte. Give me 4 fresh tires where I can maneuver that race car.
That's right. Give me the grip. But let me tell you, if you're middle of the pack, some of those guys in there, they're going to stay out. When these front cars come in, some of the guys are going to stay out, and that's going to muddy up the water a lot.
Roll the dice. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Might catch a couple of cautions and hang on.
Now, Johnny Benson's dropped off to about 31 seconds flat, so his lap times have dropped about 0.4 of a second, but so have Stewart's and Gordon's. Nonetheless, they are a little bit quicker than Benson every lap, about a tenth or two.
And that's another thing the crew chief's going to watch. They've been watching the same monitor we've been watching. They've seen some 30-40s. Now they're seeing 30-90s, 31 flat. That's over half a second give up.
Johnny Benson finds that orange dot in his mirror growing larger.
They're closing in.
Lead is down to 0.6 seconds.
They're about 0.2 of a lap faster than Benson.
Starting to get a little sniff off of him now. They'll get a little draft down the back straightaway, and that'll let them close up even quicker.
That glass slipper is getting a little tight.
Yes, it is. And I'm glad that, I'm sure Stewart and his crowd are glad that they didn't try to change that engine.
Tony Stewart's car, look, left side tires all the way against that white line. Really, all the way up. Look at the run he got on Johnny Benson off turn 2.
That's just getting in the throttle and staying in it. That's all that is holding it wide open up off the corner, not having to pedal it. And here he comes on the outside. He's got to run. Benson knows he's there, gives him room, doesn't try to fight with him.
And Tony Stewart takes the lead.
Jeff Gordon, he's going to watch what goes on here all the way to the bottom of the racetrack through turn 1 and 2.
If there's a difference in Gordon and Stewart's cars, it's that Stewart's cars is a little bit faster down the straightaway than Jeff's is.
Now Stewart had opened up a little bit of an advantage on Gordon just before they caught Benson.
Look at the run Jeff Gordon got. Went to the high side in 3 and 4. Just blows by Johnny Benson for second place. We've got 12 laps to go. 11 laps to go.
Dale Jarrett's lingering right back here in 4th place. And he, too, is closing up on these front 3. Tony Stewart's got to be thinking about Jeff Gordon right now, because Jeff looks to me like he's just lurking, just sitting there lurking right behind him.
Right now, lap time-wise, both these cars pretty equal, right about 31:20.
Well, one thing I saw just then off of turn 2 over there with Gordon and Stewart, looked like when Jeff got up tight on Tony, his car took off, like it lost the front end.
And that's not unusual. You get up behind the car, you lose your front downforce on the aero, and the car won't turn.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do in these short runs is keep the fenders tucked in as tight as they can, get as much speed out of the car as they can, but then in traffic, that will hurt the front grip.
Yeah, he's been keeping a little distance on Tony.
They got up right on him over off of 2 while ago, and boy, all of a sudden it looked like he just took off with him.
Last time Tony Stewart was about a 1/10.5 quicker than Jeff Gordon, but that's on the lap that Jeff seemed like he lost a lot of ground over.
He lost a lot of time over there. He runs really well when he runs up the middle of 3 and 4 down here. Seems to gain a little bit.
Now, Darrell, if you're Tony Stewart and you take the caution flag at lap 60, do you want tires?
I believe, watching the way things are going right now, Jeff Gordon may have a better shot on the outside there on these restarts. And then with the guy on the outside, I think has actually gone quicker on the restarts. So in Dale Jarrett's case, he may be better off starting on the outside if provided everybody gets on off pit road, because we haven't factored in the pit stops. You got to factor in those pit stops. You come down pit road, you may not get back out in second. You may get out first.
Jeff Gordon is also taking a 4-tire pit stop. Essentially no changes. Wow! The race to the end of pit road is awesome. Rusty beats Gordon out there.
I got it. Look like there's some pushing the envelopes to me getting out of the pits.
Jeremy Mayfield took 2 tires and got out with Ward Burton.
But he's going to have to come back in.
He'll pay the price.
Speeding on pit road.
Well, that was the 2.
That's what we got, man. We know we ain't gonna do.
It looked to me like there were several guys that were pushing the envelope, getting out of the pits.
Mayfield and Rusty. Here's a look at it. Now there's Mayfield, top of the screen. He's out of his pit.
Ward Burton in the 22 car, running Jeremy almost all the way.
But here comes Rusty right here, and watch it. He really gasses it to get ahead.
This is where pit road speed stops.
And the green flag flew just as the rain fell in turn 2. Kevin Harvick pounded the wall. Jeff Gordon got in the back of Jeff Burton. That left Michael Waltrip with nowhere to go, and all 4 of those drivers hauled out backup cars.